How's that for a muskie? Oh. Rod here, thanks for joining me. I'm on McManus Lake in Algonquin Park, in the eastern part of Algonquin Park. And this is the end of the Petawawa River system, at least as far as you're allowed to paddle. Algonquin Park just ends, and the Petawawa River continues, but it goes through the army base. And it's an artillery range apparently, so you're not allowed past this lake into the Petawawa. So I'm only going about 9 or 10 kilometers upstream into Smith Lake, just before the rapids and stuff start. I'm base camping for 2 days, and I'm just going to look around and just see what the current is like and see if there is any possibility of ever been able to paddle from here all the way up to Traverse Lake and then back again. I ran into quite a few people who were just finishing their Traverse to McManus trip, and so what they've done is they've shuttled. So they've left the car here, they've driven up to Traverse, they paddled down, and they're back in their car and they're driving back up to Traverse to pick up their vehicles. But you know, they're larger groups. Me being by myself, that's not possible. Anyway, it's supposed to really rain today around 11 o'clock. There's a 50% chance of rain, and it looks pretty bad now. It's 10:43, so it's probably going to be raining pretty soon. I think what my plan is to boogie to my camp spot, get everything set up, and then maybe do some fishing and stuff. Now, it's only 10K, so that should only take a couple hours. Now, McManus is a fairly thin lake, about 4 or 5 kilometers long. Then it chokes in, and then it opens up into Smith Lake. And at the very top of Smith Lake, that's where I'll be camping. Well, it's drizzling. If this is all, if it only rains like this, I'll be happy. Well, here's one of the camping spots on McManus. Not sure what that white box is. Somebody left it behind. Nice little spot here. Looks like you can catch some bass from here, and there's a nice little table there. Fish on. I don't have the slightest idea what it is. I'm hoping it's a bass. I've been fishing only about 20 minutes. Oh, what is that? I think it was a small pike. It jumped, but I didn't get a really good look at it. Yeah, it's a pike. GoPro, start recording. Boy, this pike is sure putting up a good fight. Let's see if I can. See if I can get my net. Hey, it's a muskie. Oh, it's a muskie. Not a big one, but Jesus, that's not what I was expecting. Okay. Let's get the hook out of its mouth. I'm not really organized. I just set up my my rig just to do just a little bit of fishing. And look at this. I only been fishing maybe no more than half an hour. Whoa. Oh, okay. Okay. Better hang on to him. Wow, he really swallowed this. I better watch my finger too because my finger's in there. Got it. How's that for a muskie? Oh. To tell the truth, I think it could be a pike. Yeah, it's just a pike, I think. There you go. Oh, all that excitement for nothing, but that was a nice fish anyway. Fish on, just a little guy. Little bass, I think. Yes, there are smallmouth bass in here. Smallmouth bass. Well, I want your big brother. I'll let him go. Another fish on. I'm at the top of McManus Lake, just before Smith. What is this? Ooh, good fight. I think it kind of looks like a pickerel. Oh, it's a catfish. A nice sized catfish too. Ugh. Well, it's a type of catfish. I'm not quite sure what this is. Maybe it's a bullhead. I don't know my catfish very well. Well, I've got 3 different species so far. Boy. Oh, this is going to be tough to get out, I think. I don't want to hurt this guy, but he sure swallowed the hook. Okay, here we go. There we go. I'm not quite sure how good eating these things are. Boy, this guy's fat. Get back in the water. That looks slightly different from the catfish that I'm used to, so maybe that's a bullhead, but who knows? I'm approaching a Swift. I believe this is the division between McManus Lake and Smith Lake. There is, I see a portage sign. I think it's only like a 90 meter. But I would rather not portage if I don't have to. Well, I'm going to see if I can just wade up. Hi, so it's 4 o'clock. I'm at the top of Smith Lake. So I launched at McManus. McManus Lake is maybe 4 or 5 kilometers and there's a bit of a swift. I went through that and then I came all the way up Smith. And just up here there's a swift, but it's really shallow. I think tomorrow I'm going to portage around it and just see what's past it. So I've got the camp all set up. Let's do a tour. Okay, so it's been drizzling all day, so I've got a tarp set up. I've still got to get a bit more organized, but there's my clothes and stuff. I brought my big chair and my big table, both Helinox. When I say big, relatively big. Big for a canoe. There's a bit of stuff there. This is all my kitchen stuff. I've got a lot of extra kitchen stuff. I'm just trying to figure out what I need, what I don't need. And my Amok Drummer XL, the big one. Let's see. I've used it once before at my sister's boyfriend's cottage in a raging storm, and I didn't get wet at all. So this is going to be really comfortable. Now, because it's so wet, I'm probably not going to have a fire tonight. Here's my life jacket with my GPS and my inReach. There's my boat. I'll probably go out fishing a bit later, so I won't pull it out right yet. It's pretty empty now that I've got all my barrel and the dry bag out. I brought a couple of beer. I'll take the cans home with me. So that's the top of Smith over there, and just around the corner is a little bit of a swift, but it's really shallow. And I came from, you can't really see, way down there. So that's PJ's. It's like a Bailey's. There's Fireball and Sourpuss. And I've got a Platypus Gravity water filter. I guess I should activate it. Here. Okay. Right now, because it's a brand new filter, it'll do 4 liters of water in about 5 minutes. Well, I think I'm going to have a shot of Sourpuss. It's raspberry, sour raspberry. Oh, boy, that wakes up the taste buds. Oh, I'm just going to relax for a while. I'm just out for an evening fish. It's 4:30. I'm not trying to get a fish to eat. I've already got my dinner all organized, so I just want to have some fun. It's stopped drizzling a while ago. It was drizzling ever since I got onto McManus Lake. It was drizzling when I set up camp, and now it's stopped. It's cloudy, but it's not that gray. Little fish on. I think it's a bass. Yep. Ooh, just a little smallmouth bass on a floating rapella. What a beautiful fish. Wow, he really got himself hooked. Little smallmouth bass. Very little. See you later. Well, it's raining pretty good right now. I literally just put on my rain jacket. I already had my rain pants on. I think the worst is over. Blue sky's way yonder, and that's where the weather's coming from, so I think I should be all right. Got me a little bass right at the surface just as I was taking my jitterbug out of the water. Oh, come here. I need his big brother is what I want. There we go. Bye-bye. What a beautiful, calm night. The bald eagle is up. I think it's a jack pine. I'm using a jitterbugs. It's a floating lure. It's just sitting there watching me fish. I better keep an eye. I certainly hope he doesn't try to grab my lure. It's a frog-colored jitterbug. Got a little bass. Putting up a pretty good fight. Little smallie, smallmouth bass. Oh, there we go. Wow, is this ever nice. That ever smell good. All the wood is kind of wet, so I figured do this. This is my Jetboil single burner stove. Let's see how this tastes. Broccoli's crispy. Huh. That's not pork, that's a lamb chop. It's really a calm evening. Wow, did that ever feel good? It's 7:35. I can't remember what time the sun goes down, but it's almost September 1st, so I'm gonna guess 8:30. Got the tarp up. It's not raining anymore though. Now this is why I come camping into these, well, this isn't really that remote, but you know what I mean. Take a look at this. What a beautiful evening. And there's the boat, the pack boat. The Swift Prospector 14 pack boat. If you haven't noticed, I'm walking around in my boxers. I just took a swim. I got a clean sleeping shirt on, so I feel good. I feel good all under. Well, I'm gonna have a shot of Fireball. It's a cinnamon whiskey. I wouldn't mind being sponsored by them. Imagine if you had to drink one of these every trip. But actually the sourpuss is pretty good too, because you know when your mouth kind of feels blah? Well, have a shot of this. Oh, it is sour. If that doesn't do it for you, I've got PJ's and a platypus. PJ's is an Ontario, I think it's a caramel cream liqueur. I mean, it's a Bailey's like, but it's about half the price. Made in Ontario. It tastes damn good. Good morning. It's 6:30. I've made coffee. I'm out in the boat doing some morning fishing. It rained a little bit last night. On and off. Nothing too hard. I didn't get wet. Another little smallmouth bass. Beautiful fish, little guy. Ooh, he does not want to come into the boat. things taste like? Come on, get out of there. He was not a happy camper. Can't really blame him. It's 10:30. This is breakfast. I think this is back bacon. Which is pork. Oh, tastes a lot like pork chop. There's some dried pine needles in there. From the one piece I dropped and put back in. Oh, it's not so bad once you get in. It's that dunk. It's coolish. At least I think so. I'm about to portage to Whitson Lake, which is upriver from Smith. This side it says 500 meters. On the Whitson side it says 550 meters. And I paced it and I think it's more like 580. Well, this boat weighs less than 30 pounds. I've got water shoes on, so I just have to watch my step, but there's nothing too severe on this portage. So there's a campsite right here. This is not even 100 meters from the Smith side, from the downriver side. See, there's the river down there. It's not flowing that fast, but it's really shallow. So right here, you got to watch your step because the path goes right beside this hill. It probably doesn't look as steep as it is on camera. Whitson Lake is the third lake from the bottom of the Petawawa River chain. There's McManus Lake, that's the access point. Then there's a small Swift that I waded, but you can also portage into Smith, and that's where I'm camped. And now it's a 560 meter portage into Whitson Lake. So that's where I just came from. That's the put in for the portage. So this is the bottom end of Whitson Lake. Bit of a headwind at the moment. Well, this is as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to turn around. I'm at the top of Whitson Lake. I haven't got to the next portage I never bothered to look at a map this far up because I figured I wouldn't come up here. But it looks kind of bony right when I'm approaching. Well, if there's no portage, it must be deep enough to paddle down it. Just a little guy. I'll let him go. Okay, let's see if I can bend down and pick up the camera. Sort of. Getting the coals going so I can cook my yam and my pork ribs. Oh, that is so comfortable at nighttime. It rained last night and I didn't get a drop of rain on me. I don't want you to think I'm an alcoholic, but it is so nice to be back to nature. Here it's Algonquin Park, and this is Sourpuss. This is my last night. It's only a 2-nighter. Trying out my new equipment. I brought the AMOC Drummer XL hammock. It rained last night, didn't get wet at all. I brought a tent with me, didn't set it up. As long as there's trees, I'm not going to take it again. Oh, I'm getting blown at by the smoke. Oh, look at my feet. These chanelas, as they're called in the Philippines, aren't the best things for walking around camp. Well, they're good for close, but when you go to get firewood on a slippery slope, I almost popped them. Okay, let's see what's happening at the fireplace. I want a whole excuse my language, I want a bunch of coals so I can cook a yam and barbecue pork ribs. It's looking pretty good. Look at that. Look at that. What a view. What a view. Legs apart. One. Das Boot. Das Lake. Smith Lake, top of Smith Lake. Talk about a comfortable looking place. Sitting under the 8x8 tarp while it's raining. Here's all my crap. It's a lot of crap. This is the good crap. Charging my GoPro batteries. All my clothes, too many clothes. Food. It's been doing this for the last couple of days since I've been here. Rain, shine, rain, shine, rain, shine. Actually, today was nicer than yesterday. Yesterday, yeah, it kind of rained all day and at night. Almost 5 o'clock. The fire's raging. And it is
16 degrees. Almost ready to start cooking. There we go. If I can, excuse my language, hot.
I just want you to see what I see. This is so beautiful.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that one too. Some people say sweet potato, some people say yam. Oh, look at that.
Let's start off with the pork chop. Gonna be hot. Oh. Oh. When I lived in Saudi Arabia, no pork. Of course no pork. Oh man, this is so good. And it's cooked so well, yeah. Wow. Wowza. Just a little guy. Bye-bye, guy. Bye-bye, guy. It's actually a fairly big smallmouth bass. This is the biggest one I've caught. Oh, this is a nice little guy. This is the biggest smallmouth bass I've caught. That's actually not too bad. A little bit small for eating, but that's the biggest one I got so far. Oh, let guy go. Good morning. It's 5 minutes to 7. I've decamped. And I am on my way back to McManus. So I'm on Smith. That's about a 4 or 5 kilometer paddle. Then there's a little bit of a Swift. I waited and lined on the way up. I'll have to see if I can actually ride it on the way down. And then from there it's about another 4 or 5 kilometer paddle from the top of McManus to the bottom where my car is. It's 9 degrees. The sun is just coming up over the trees. That side of the lake has sun. This side doesn't yet. Just a little guy. First fish of the day. There we go. Well, this is a little Swift between Smith Lake and McManus. Oh, quite the tailwind. The access point is right there. So this is the end of a two-nighter. I hope you enjoyed that. Caught two musky. One on camera right at the beginning. I kind of thought it was a pike, but apparently there's no pike in here, and it had the horizontal stripes. And last night I just got a little one, maybe an 18-incher or something. No big bass. Biggest bass was maybe 1.5 pounds. Some big, I'm told they're channel catfish. Got a few big channel catfish. Saw a few bald eagles. Lots of beaver. Anyway, with that, till I see you again, take care.